Hi, this is Marisa Angelica, and now I'm with Jody Medich. It's a pleasure for me to have you here with us at Reset at
Great
Technology
to be here.
Hub.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How was your conference? How do you feel the answer of your audience? How was it? Tell us.
Yeah, it was great. It was so exciting to see all those really young people out there and so interested and actively engaged in what I had to say. And then, and of course, I love being able to speak to young people because I think that, this technology that I'm talking about, so I talk about making superhumans with technology, okay? So this is something that is coming. It's going to happen in the next 2 to 5 years. And so the people in the audience today are exactly the people that are going to build it.
Okay.
And so that's really exciting.
So you were talking about building superheroes. So Jody is a product designer, but please tell them which kind of product.
Yeah, so I work on the cutting edge of technology. So I work on things like robots and artificial intelligence and self-driving cars and augmented reality. I got
all the cool stuff.
All the really cool stuff. That's what I get to work on. Yeah.
And how did you get into this? Like, since you were young, you were thinking about building all of this? Or how was it?
So I've always wanted to be a superhuman, right?
Okay.
Like when I saw Star Wars, I wanted the Jedi mind trick right away, so I could be like, "You will give me $1 million," and people would give me a. All right, so that's happened, but I've also always been an artist. So I grew up rather poor, and so we didn't throw things out. If they broke, we fixed them. We didn't just throw them out, right? So very early on, I learned how to use to take apart mechanical things and put them back together. And then because I was an artist, I was always thinking differently about problems. Yeah. So then I went to art school. To get my undergrad degree, and while I was there, it was 1994, which is when the web became commercially available. Okay, and one of my professors, he owned a big design studio with 100 designers, and he was commissioned to create one of the American Big Three automakers' websites, the first one, and he asked his staff if they would do it, and they said, "No way, no, this is going to ruin my career. I don't want to have anything to do with that that stuff." And so he asked me, because he knew I just did weird stuff, if I would be interested.
Let's call it cool stuff.
Cool stuff,
yeah.
Cool stuff. So he asked me if I would be interested, and I was like, "Of course I am." And so I started building websites.
Okay.
Because that's what you could do in technology. And I did that for a while, and then I got really bored of making websites. And so around 2002, 2004, I decided to start making real solutions to problems. So I dropped out of work. I went and I volunteered in a shantytown, squatter settlement outside of Lima, Peru, working with people that were disenfranchised and children. And I started to realize that we could I made for them wheelchairs out of just some porch, some garden furniture and some bicycle wheels. And I was like, we could be making more things like this. We should do that. So I went to art school again to get my master's degree. And while I was there, I started using different types of sensors like sound, and temperature, and proximity, how close you are. And different kinds of sensors to create robots that would do stuff in the world. And that was around 2004, and then I graduated in 2008. I took my time. And I started my own company, and our company specialized in using these sensors to make products. So we worked on some of the first cameras for the Microsoft Kinect. We worked on DARPA's Big Dog. That's that big robotic mule. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a really interesting thing. And using these sensors to activate technology. And that's when I started to say, I can make superhumans with this. Yeah? And so I started working with, for example, I convinced Intel to send me to work in the slums of Delhi, India, and to the favelas in Brazil. And I started to look at the ways that people who didn't use technology, how they worked, and so then I started using the sensors to augment or amplify their analog abilities. And so we created all these great things. And then I had the honor, I closed my company to go work on the Microsoft HoloLens as one of the principal designers of the platform.
Wow.
And then it wasn't the right place for me. So after about a year, I left and I worked for Leap Motion, and they do hand tracking. And I helped them to create a whole VR platform.
My goodness.
And then I left there and I started working on artificial intelligence with robots and cars, and that led me to work at Singularity University.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, well, a while ago you were telling about solving people's problems.
Yeah.
Which are, let's say, 3 main problems you want to solve with this product designing you made?
Yeah, so one of the big ones is around health for me. I right now the healthcare system is very much about surgeries and pharmaceuticals and these things that in pharmaceuticals you're reliant on them for a long time. You don't just take them once and you're done. It's something you have to take, especially chronic diseases.
Yes.
But a lot of these technologies allow us to heal the human body just using the human body, right? For example, with virtual reality, they found that Washington's HIT lab, it's a Washington University of Washington, they realized that burn patients who have burns over most of their body, morphine only reduces their pain about 20%.
Okay.
That's not very good, no? And then you become a morphine addict because you have to take it constantly because you're always in pain. And what they did was they created this virtual reality game that immersed you into an icy snow world. And your brain says, oh, okay, that burning sensation, it's actually cold sensation, right? You know, like if you're really hot and you picture yourself someplace cold, you kind of feel it. You can feel. So they use that idea.
Power of the mind is
right?
extremely strong.
Amazing. And so they used that, and what they found was without any drugs, without any surgery, without anything, they could reduce pain by 60%.
Wow.
Versus the morphine's 20%.
My goodness.
So we can really, and there's all kinds of things that we now realize we can do with simply using virtual reality. And the best thing about that treatment is that after a few months of using it with the headset, they no longer had to wear the headset to get the benefits. Because they trained their brain. Exactly. And so to me, that's thrilling. That means that we could actually create like Wolverine-like abilities to heal ourselves, you know?
My goodness. Well, congratulations, because you're being part of something extremely big and something that will change, will solve a lot of problems.
That's
really
the hope,
we really thank you about it. We also want to ask the young people to be part of your team, to be part of what you do, to be the creative minds, the ones who create cool stuff, right?
Yeah, we can't do it without them. I think this young generation of people that are entering this arena and are not afraid to experiment, who aren't beat down by experts who tell them this can't be done, right? These are the people that we need to really be working on these problems because they can see it from a whole different angle, and
you're right.
That is really valuable.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for
having me.
Welcome
to Juarez, and
thank you.
You will be always welcome.
Thank you so much.
In our town.
I'm happy to hear that because I love it here.
Thank you so much. Okay, well, keep with us, and we are at Technology Hub.